Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. This is going to be general messages for the month of July 2018 for the sign of Aries. Hi, Aries. How are you doing? Hope everything is going well. Man. Long time no see. Aries. As some of you may know, life got crazy for me back in May. I had a really off month in June. And things were coming together towards the end of June for me. I had been sick, then I got better, and funny story, as soon as I got better, I got sick again with bronchitis. So here I am bringing you messages for July, about 11 days into the month, right? Today's the 11th, so I apologize, but, you got to take care of yourself. You got to take care of your body. I can't do this when I can barely speak without coughing every 2 seconds, and, I sound horrible, I feel horrible, I look horrible, so just couldn't do any of this. But I'm back now doing your general messages for July, so welcome to it. I've gone ahead and shuffled a bit off camera. Now I'm just going to go ahead and get your overall energy and your outcome for the month of July. And once that is revealed, there it is. There's the bottom. So now that these have all come out, we'll flip the cards and then we'll get into the reading. So hello to previous viewers, welcome back again. And if you're new to my channel, you're welcome here as well, I appreciate it. And so just sit back and get ready for the reading. And I hope everything is going well in your life. Alright, Aries, July 2018, what's going on? Where's Aries, please, for July 2018? Where is Aries? Okay, here and here. Alright, so Aries, I'm feeling you're coming in or as the Fool reversed and as the Five of Wands. Where's Aries primarily, please? Here, okay, thank you. Alright, so primarily coming into the month of July, Aries, you're coming in as the Five of Wands. So, scuffles, right? Arguments, petty or not, and you're just in disagreement with someone else or potentially a group of people or several people. Not just because this is Wands, but it does feel like a fiery energy. It does feel like very spunky, very spirited. So it just might be playful. It just might be, like I said, something petty or something kind of small. For others of you, it's going to be deeper than that. It's going to be bigger than that. But I feel like it's just everybody's got their story and they're sticking to it, sort of. Or everybody has their point of view and they're sticking to it. And Aries, you're not in the mood to budge. You're not in the mood to compromise. You're not in the mood to really be contended with and contested with. You don't want people, not that many people could, but you don't want anybody to think that they can push you around or that they can try you or that they can get something past you, like slip something under your nose, sort of is the energy. And this can apply to just about any area in your life. It is a general reading. But whatever it is, I feel as though like you're sticking to your guns. You're sticking to your story. You're not really, like I said, you're not in the mood to compromise. You're not in the mood to really be told what to do or what to think or how to act. And you might actually be telling other people what they need to think, what they need to do, how they need to act. And so there's sort of like this absolute tension, absolute strife or issue with people clashing, being of different minds, different opinions, having different experiences and trying to sort of relay that to other people and being valid or being validated because of your experience. I would hope that it's short-lived. This might be something that's been ongoing. What I'm feeling is like it's there. Okay, thank you. It's sort of like a wave, right? Comes in, goes out. Comes in, goes out. The tide, right? So whatever this is, it doesn't last long. The wave coming to shore, crashing onto the shore, is only, if you think about what a wave is, it only lasts a few seconds. The water coming up onto the sand and then pulling back out towards the rest of the ocean, right? That process or that moment isn't very long. So the actual arguments or the actual disagreements or exchanging of opinions is really short. So this could be something in work where maybe you're exchanging emails, which, you know, or text messages or something like that, where the actual, they say something, you say something, they say something, you say something, the exchange of it is actually pretty limited, but the process, waves coming in, the tide coming in and going out, is continual. It's like a cycle. It just keeps going on. It's a pattern, right? So this whatever you're arguing about, whatever you're having differences about, whatever you're in conflict about with people, it's been going on for a while, but the actual moments of disagreement, of argument, of expressing your opinion are really condensed. They're really like snippets. So again, this could be a work situation where through text or through email or in certain meetings or in certain discussions with certain coworkers, that's when it's discussed. If this is a domestic situation within your family or your marriage or with your roommates, whatever it is, it's like incidental. Like, you left the cap off of the toothpaste again, Frank. So then you start up and you have a little discussion with Frank about the toothpaste again, you know? It's following some kind of cyclical pattern, okay? And there's a lot of dysfunction behind it, okay? I feel here is definitely the dysfunction. But you're also here. When the Fool is in reverse, okay, Aries, the Fool is not his best self when he's reversed. He's kind of, like I said, I don't think that many Aries are going to feel like someone can put them into a corner or isolate them or take advantage of them. But I think that the Fool kind of is privy to that if his head's not in the game. So what do I mean? When the Fool's head is in the game, he's aware that situations around him are displeasing or are unsatisfactory, or that he just wants something new and different, or he wants to have a new attitude or a new perspective and a new adventure in life. And so he's kind of foolhardy, he's kind of adventurous, he's kind of sort of stepping out into the world and welcoming new challenges and welcoming new engagements or new ways of interacting with other people. When the Fool's in reverse, he's not like that. And I feel like it's sort of like your spirit in some ways, Aries, has been taken away or is turned down or is skewed in some kind of way. Like, you aren't as willing to go into something with a new perspective or with new eyes, new hope, new admiration, however it is. When the Fool is in reverse, his outlook is not as optimistic or positive. Right now, you're being pessimistic. Right now, you're being negative. Your mindset is very like, this is the situation I'm in, and it's crappy, and I have to deal with it in a crappy way because that's sort of the standard that's been set. That's sort of like the precedence that I'm dealing with is like crap. Therefore, my attitude will be crap, or my approach to this person won't be cordial, won't be, full of pleasantries. If this is a work situation, you're not going to be, oh, hey, how was your weekend? Da, 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 da. And you're going like, so did you do blah, 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 blah? Did you work on that project? Did you finish this up? Like, you're not about sort of, for lack of a better word, like the beauty of life or the beauty around this situation is sort of not there. And Aries, you're usually a pretty like business-minded person. You're pretty much, point A leads to point B, which leads to point C. Like, you can be pretty pragmatic in that way. And I think that exists still with the Fool. But the difference is, like, you might be a little like I said, like, your perspective is like, well, this is it. This is the way the stage is set. This is not a play or musical. It's not a happy occasion. This is very, it's like you don't see a way to turn what might be a negative or a situation that leaves you at a loss, or a situation, like I said, where you're being taken advantage of or you're being taken for granted, some of you, you're not able to spin it and see that you can get out of it, because the Fool is usually getting ready to go on a journey. He's getting ready to set out to change something or go a different direction. So some of you feel your situation can't change, or your perspective in the situation can't change. Like you're like I said, unwilling to change, not really compromising, and definitely that's compounded here with the Fool in reverse. You're not willing to take the risk. You're not willing to move on your principles. A lot of you are feeling this is a principle thing. This is a thing where the compromise that you would have to make, or the concessions you would have to make with someone else or with a group of people, would compromise your or really call into question your morals, your sensibilities. And that's fair. Sensibilities and morals, if they're being tested, if you're being asked to do things that would sort of make you question your own self-worth or your own sensibilities, your own sensitivities, and the role that you play in this world, or certain roles or certain hats that you wear throughout the day, definitely don't do it. What kind of a brother would I be if I did this? What kind of a boss would I be if I did that? What kind of a partner would I be if I said this to whomever? However that applies in your life. I think the Fool in reverse is a lot more self-conscious about those things. The Fool upright is, like I said, happy-go-lucky, foolhardy, just like all systems go, take the leap of faith, and just kind of roll the dice. When the Fool is in reverse, the game is, there are no dice to be shaken and rolled. None of that. Okay? And I think it's because there's a dysfunction here somewhere with you or with other people in the situation. I'm not sure. But I'm feeling that this Knight in reverse, who is this? Attitude? Okay. Who is this? Yeah, okay. So the Knight of Swords in reverse, excuse me. I don't know if I said the Knight of Swords, but the Knight of Swords in reverse, it's someone's attitude. I think it might be yours, Aries. It could be someone around you. It is a general reading, so it might not apply to you. The energy might seep over. You might share it with other people around you. But the energy of the Knight of Swords in reverse is someone who's like really like off the cuff, like really just out there acting and saying things almost with a purpose of being hurtful, of being destructive, of being disruptive, of rocking the boat. The Knight of Swords loves to rock the boat. And I shouldn't say that. When he's in reverse, he probably loves it. When he's upright, he rocks the boat, and that might not be his intention. The intention of the Knight of Swords, when he's upright, is to sort of carry truth, expel truth, or expose truth, to make proclamations of truth that resonate with whoever the person is, and all that kind of stuff. When it's in reverse, that intention is there too, but it's like at no cost, at any cost. Okay? So if I'm going to be honest with my coworkers about this project that we're working on, or a certain launch that we have set, and expectations, like you're just hammering down on your coworkers, or you're hammering down if you're a lead on a project or a manager, you're hammering down on your team, and you're like, this is what I expect, this is how it's going to be. If you don't like it, there's the door, right? Proclamations. And that's truthful. In the world of business, and especially when you lead teams of people, or you have certain expectations that are shared among a group, it is important to meet deadlines. It is important to make sure that your customers are satisfied and all of that kind of stuff. But there's a way to motivate people or to get people on board with your vision that doesn't involve that type of behavior, or doesn't involve that type of speech. So I'm not saying that this is exclusively your energy, Aries, but what I'm saying is there's someone in this situation that has this attitude. And I think it might be you, Aries, some of you, because it's coming from a place of, I've tried it the other way. I've tried to be the nice guy or the nice girl. I've tried to be diplomatic. I've tried to give people chance after chance, second chance, third chance, fourth chance. They've run me ragged. They've taken advantage of me. They think I'm soft. They think I'm a soft touch. They think they can pull the wool over my eyes. No more of that. Here's the business. And the Knight of Swords in reverse, again, the Knight of Swords upright will lay down the business, but when he's in reverse, it's like close but no cigar, sort of like, yeah, you wanna make sure that people respect your authority, or I shouldn't say it that way. You want to make sure that people are respectful of the circumstance at hand, and that they're pulling their weight and all that kind of stuff. And wherever this is, I'm really feeling this to be a work thing, but it could still, again, be domestic, family, friends, roommates, lovers, whoever. There's a way to assert yourself and to make yourself known, to make others know that you're not going to be pushed around, you're not going to be taken for a fool, right? There's a way to do it that isn't destructive, that isn't disruptive, that isn't really, in some cases, scary or problematic, okay? There's a lot of conflict up here in this top row, even with the Fool, which is a singular card, and the Knight of Swords is singular too, but there's like strain and stress here. There's, like I said, disagreements here, and it's cyclical. Again, it's been going on for a while, but when it happened, like, it flares up, like, you know, like some type of condition or something like that, where you always have this condition, like, it's a constant, but you can't tell because only once or twice a month or a few days out of 1 week every few months you have a breakout in your skin, or you feel really fatigued, or, whatever, like, the sentiment is the symptoms are always there. They just don't always show. And right now, Aries, coming into July, even though it's like a week and a half in, the symptoms are flaring up. There's a flare-up. Okay? I think it's interesting. There's been something you are not aware of, because here you have this triangle here. Why am I going this way? Let's go this way. Yeah. Yeah, you've got like this triangle here, or this V shape here. There's something that you don't know, or something you were suspicious of, or something that just wasn't privy to you and was sort of sneaky and underhanded and just not above board. And again, someone has been or tried to take advantage of you, tried to pull the wool over your eyes, tried to do some sneaky snake stuff, and you may have called them out on it. And that may be preventing some kind of new start or new venture in your life, or within this relationship, whether it's work, family, otherwise, whatever it is. But I think I don't think this is you, Aries. I don't think the Seven of Swords, by the way. I didn't say that. I should have said that. This is the Seven of Swords. Someone has tried to keep something hidden from you. Maybe they hinted, maybe they've tried to warn you, and then once you found out more, another flare-up. And you might be, this might be a habitual thing, because this bottom row is hitting me as another person. So you're up here, and they're down here. For some of you, this is how this is going to come across. And whoever this is, they are a habitual, chronic liar, deceiver, manipulator, okay? They don't tell you the truth. They give you half-truths. They sidestep certain questions. They act as if when you said something previous, they forgot about it, or they didn't understand what you said the first time around, so then you have to repeat yourself. And it just creates this tension, because this is how they behave. They act like they don't know what's going on. But most of them, if this is a particular person, if this is this particular part might resonate with some of you. If this is a particular person that you're this is like ringing the bells for you. They are regularly acting like they don't know what's going on. They're playing dumb. Some of them might be giving you like a dumb blonde routine. Oh, I don't know. Like being really like kind of like trying to smooth it over as if it's not a big deal. But again, there's this feeling of repetition here. So it is a big deal if you're consistently lying to me or consistently sidestepping the truth or telling me half-truths or not giving me the full story, whatever it is. And that's definitely bothersome if we're talking about a work situation where maybe you are on a team or you are having employees where you're like, I need you to do this. Did you do it? Oh yeah, I did that. Okay, cool. Send me the details, send me the results, whatever it is. And then you wait and you wait a day or two, and then you go back. So I was waiting for your results, I was waiting for your email, I was waiting for whatever, and they're like, oh, that, you meant that. And you're like, but you said you understood what I said. You said, yeah, I got it. And then they are like, oh no, I thought you meant another thing. Liar, manipulator, irresponsible type person, okay? This is someone who's, they got a lot of stuff going on. And again, it could be a specific person, or it could just be the energy amongst a group of people, because this five of wands feels like it's multiple people that you're having to assert yourself with, that you're having to contest with, Aries. It feels like several people are trying to say, well, you should do this. And you're like, well, no, I'm not going to do that because here's why. And then you give them this reason. And then you go to the second person and they're like, well, I think this. And you're like, well, I'm not doing that either, or I don't agree with that either. And here's my reason why. Like you're going sort of like down the line. Like if this is like a suspect lineup, like each person, you're addressing each person. Like, well, this is why I'm not agreeing with you here. Bob, Susan, this is why I don't agree with you. Todd, this is why I don't agree with you, or I'm not going to do what you suggest. And Cynthia, it's like you're going down a line of people, like basically rebuffing everything that people are bringing to you. And it's really hovering heavily around this idea of someone being a liar, a manipulator, someone who sidesteps, and certain illusions. On both sides of this, there's illusions. So let's start here, because this is a little more minor in my estimation. You have the Page of Cups. Page of Cups associated with water signs, so Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But it doesn't have to be anybody of those signs. But the Page of Cups is a lovely card sometimes when you're talking about love situations, and this might involve love. So you might have someone who you adore, or that they adore you, or that there's some type of affinity between the two of you. This might be, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife, whoever. So there is some adoration, there is affinity between you, potentially. And that's the good side of the Page of Cups. It's this idea of, I like you. Oh yeah, I like you too. Or there's this, not even if it's mutual, it might just be one person, I really like you, Aries, or you're saying to the person, I really like you, person. That's nice. But the bigger story behind the Page of Cups sometimes is that he is naive and that he's self-absorbed. Like, he's so proud of himself making a love offer, because that's what the little fish in the cup is. It's like, oh, look, I got a fish in a cup. Don't you want that? Fall in love with me. Or, here you go, I got you this fish in a cup. Aren't I great? I think we could be best of friends. And it's like, the offer is nice, but is it practical? So, the Page of Cups often has good intentions, but not the greatest execution sometimes. And what I'm getting is that right now, this person thinks that they're innocent. They're not doing anything wrong because they care about you, or they care about the situation, or they're being nice. Like, how some people, especially in a work situation, my God, where they think that because they're nice, because they're sweet, because they're so endearing, and that they check in on all their coworkers, and they remember everybody's birthday, and they think that equals I'm a good worker. No, that's all the fluff, Mary. We don't come here to pass around Hallmark cards every week because it's whoever's birthday. We don't come here to socialize primarily and get involved in, no, that's not what we're in the business of. We are here to do X, Y, Z, and you're not doing that. But this person, because of their personality, because of how, like I said, endearing and charming that they are, they think they can get away with murder. Okay? I kind of knocked that a little bit. They think that they can get away with murder. They think that they can just kind of charm their way out of bad situations, which works in some situations. But, you know, after a while, Aries, and I'm sure that would grate on your nerves, Aries, because you're a sign of strong principles, especially work ethic, and especially of having, like I said, I was speaking up here earlier with the Fool card, right, about morals and principles and sensibilities. And Aries, you're very much well, you can be. I shouldn't say you very much are. You can be a prescriptive personality, meaning in the workplace, for example, in the workplace, this is what you must do. This is what's expected of you. Do what is expected. You leave all that fluffy stuff. You leave all that care about the social lives and the private lives of people at the door. We're at work. Do your work. That's how you can be. You can be kind of regimented that way, Aries, which is good. For many situations, for many people, that's an amazing thing to have. For someone like this, who comes to work and, you know, kind of is la-di-da and kind of has their head in the clouds and is doing more talking than actual production, who kind of, you know, takes lunch breaks and kind of bleeds over time, you know, oh, you know, it's an hour lunch, but they've been gone for like an hour and 15 minutes, and then they come back and they're like, oh, well, there was this, I had to do this when I was out, and I ran an errand, but then I ran into an old friend of mine, and we just got talking, and it was a da-da-da-da. That's regardless, it's an hour, you're late, why are you late, you know? And they try to skate by this person, and I think I said delusion, right? So the Page of Cups can be delusional because, again, a fish in a cup, what is that? In a love offer, in a friendship offer, in an offer of personality traits, what is that? How is that effective? Here's the fish in a cup. Isn't this great? I'm so wonderful. Here you go. Like, this person wants accolades and to be acknowledged for how great they are, but it's not appropriate considering the circumstances. And again, I'm really heavily feeling this for work, but again, it can apply to your personal life, it can apply to your love life, it can apply to your domestic life, whatever it is. So it could be, for the sake of the argument, or for the sake of a general reading, I'll give you another story that it could be, let's see. Thank you. Okay, so if you're married, or, you know, living with someone, dating them long term, perhaps you're having problems. Well, perhaps you're having problems. You're having problems, right? Disagreements. You're not feeling fulfilled. You're not feeling as if you can go to the next step or kind of branch out and expand. You're not feeling very expansive on life, Aries. You're feeling very constrained, very constricted, and very much in conflict with your partner. Your partner is like giving you half-truths. They're not holding up their end of the bargain. They're not, when you're texting them and saying, where are you? They don't tell you where they really are, you know, and then they show up to something and they're like 10 minutes late and they're like, oh, well, this and this happened. And you're like, so when you said you were in the car on your way here, you weren't really in the car on your way here. You were doing the other thing that you just said. And they're like, oh, yeah. Well, you know, blah, blah, blah. And they just like kind of sweep it under the rug as if nothing big has, you know, like, the small little lies, the small little white lies and fibs to them are inconsequential. But to you, Aries, because it's regular, you're like, why do you do this? Why do you do this? And for others, it could be something bigger. It could be, you know, Aries, you might want, or it could be go vice versa since it is general. You know, whoever it is in this partnership, somebody might want to go to counseling. Somebody might want to go deeper into the dysfunction between you, and someone is making excuses, they're sidestepping, they're dodging, and all that kind of stuff. So that's just how it could play out in another area of your life. If it resonates, cool. If it doesn't, this isn't your reading. But whoever you're dealing with, or whatever circumstances, because again, it could be more than one person, it could be like a group energy that you're dealing with. A lot of deception, manipulation, lies, a lot of sidestepping, a lot of half-truths, just a lot of self-absorption also. The Page of Cups can be very self-absorbed, naive, and very like, just a baby. Sort of like is how this is, a baby. Not a baby like an infant, but a baby like, I don't know. In life, there are certain like people, certain adults who kind of just have like this really, what you might call like precious or like innocent kind of demeanor. Like they act like they're too precious, they're too sensitive, they are too innocent to have ever purposely lied to you, purposely manipulated you. But that's the game that they play. Whether they're conscious of it or not, that's the game that they play. And Aries, I think you're wise to it. I think you've known this person long enough to catch on to their game, to catch on to their whole, you know, playing the innocent person, playing the unsuspecting victim or the unsuspecting perpetrator. Like, oh, I didn't know that this would cause a rift. I didn't know that this would upset you. BS, you did know. You had to have known. Any person with common sense would have known that if you did that or said that, this would have been the result. That's, I feel like I'm kind of like channeling your energy here, Aries. On the other side, again, this bottom row is like full of deception. And I'm sorry to say that because this is the moon card, which is the card of Pisces. So some of you might be dealing with a Pisces, and I love Pisces to death. They're a lovely sign. I have many a friend, many close people to me who are Pisces, but let me tell you, Pisces can be quite the manipulator because Pisces is a dreamy sign. I'm giving you like a mini lesson on Pisces, right? Pisces is a dreamy sign. Pisces is a sign of self-deception, of self-illusion and delusion, where like a Pisces could be standing in the middle of like a puddle of like nuclear waste. A building could be on fire behind them, and in the distance you hear like gunshots and people screaming bloody murder and crying and all that stuff. And you walk up to the Pisces and you're like, hey Pisces, what's going on? How are you? And they're like, everything's great. How are you? Like that. And sometimes that's great. You need to have a certain positive disposition or a positive outlook when certain things in your life are crummy or in such dire straits and such terrible circumstances. Sometimes that's good. But in this case, Aries, and now I'm going to remove it from just being a Pisces. It could be anybody. Don't get fixated. If you don't know a Pisces, don't think that this doesn't apply to you. It's more about the circumstance. So whoever you're dealing with, Pisces or not, this person thinks that their positive disposition, their sunny outlook, their ability to kind of jump over the negativity or sidestep hardships or, you know, avoid conflict. Because the Seven of Swords would be somebody who is not interested in being caught, is not interested in being discovered, being a manipulator or a liar, or in the more traditional interpretation of this card, a thief. Thieves are not thieves because they want to get caught. Thieves are thieves because they want to get away with it. So this person, when they are close to being found out, they go to this chipper, upbeat, positive, oh, okay, I didn't know, kind of disposition, because it's a defense mechanism. It's a delusion. So whoever you're dealing with, or again, it could be one person or a group of people, Pisces, there's this idea of, I believe the hype. Why don't you believe the hype, Aries? It's not that big a deal. Again, going back to the work situation. We missed the deadline, Linda, because of your antics, because you weren't upfront with us about what you didn't have ready for the project. So now we have to wait another week because you didn't do XYZ. And Linda's like, oh, well, I thought that the date was later. Liar. They knew. She knew. Male or female, doesn't matter. This person knew. Or, oh, it slipped my mind. Like this detail, this pretty damn important detail slipped their mind. Or they did it, but they didn't do enough of it. Like, you did steps 1 to 3, but then there's also step 4 and 5 in order for us to run this experiment in the lab. And so now we have to go back and begin the experiment from the beginning, Linda. And Linda's like, oh, I'm very sorry, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, because my demeanor is soft, because I'm very soft-spoken, or I'm very apologetic, you know, it's just all going to blow over. No, 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 no. Aries, you're not here for that. I feel it. You're not here for that soft, oh, sorry, I'm sorry, and oh, please forgive me, or I didn't realize it would have this much of an impact. I really do apologize. Da, 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 da. No, because again, Aries, you're in that prescriptive part of your personality where you're like, no, Linda, you came in this door today to do work. Once you crossed the threshold of this building, you knew you were at work. When you're at work, you don't have time to be floating around the office, checking in with everybody to see how they're doing. No, 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 no. You come here to work, be about your work. You, Aries, you are fired up. You're about your business. You're about results right now, okay? And that's definitely here in your result and definitely here in your overall for July, okay? This person, they're bringing out your fire side, all right? Queen of Wands in your result, excuse me, your outcome for July. Queen of Wands. Seeking results. Queen of Wands, similar to Queen of Swords, and like all the queens and all the court cards, seeks some type of what's put in should equal the outcome. Meaning, if I put into a blender some juice, some bananas, some strawberries, and I hit blend, I should get a smoothie. I should not get grape juice. I should not get motor oil. So the Queen of Wands, aka you right now, Aries, based on the circumstance at hand, there's a certain set of results or a certain specific result that you are after. And if it doesn't come out that way, you will be quite displeased. Now, when the Queen of Wands is displeased, she's going to be very vocal about it. She's going to be very action-oriented about it. So when this person in the work situation comes up short, they don't hold up their part of the bargain, or excuse me, they don't pull their weight on the project, they're not contributing what they need to contribute, you will let them know. Flare-ups, right? You might not be so diplomatic, or you have the potential to not be diplomatic because of that Knight of Swords. So I would, if I was going to be a subjective part of this reading, I would say err on the side of the Queen of Wands, which is a little bit more diplomatic than the Knight of Swords in reverse. So, because you don't want HR on your back. If you say things a certain way to people, there's a potential for HR to get involved, right? And then a domestic situation, same thing. You don't want to, you know, cause a big fight. You don't want to insult people. You don't want to demean anyone. You want to be diplomatic. You want to be stern yet compassionate, and the Queen of Wands has that ability to wear both of those hats at the same time, to be stern but be compassionate, and to express disdain or displeasure, but also give someone her sympathy. Like, I understand, you know, Linda, you've got a lot of stress at home with your kids, and I understand that can take up a lot of your mental space. And then you do the comma, but when we're at work, we have to put all those things aside and we have to focus on the job at hand. Everyone in this office has things on their plate that they bring to work or that's digging at the back of their mind in their personal lives, Linda. You're not the only person who has children. You're not the only person who has a mortgage. You're not the only person who has debt. Get over yourself. Now, the get over yourself part is probably problematic, so X that part out. But you see what I mean? So you tell Linda, what you're doing is you're showing Linda, I understand where you're coming from, but at the same time, Linda, we all got our business to handle outside of work. You are not special. You are not above the rest of us. You are not exempt from your responsibilities in this workplace. Get to work, do it right. It's kind of where you are right now, okay? Overall energy for July, Aries, is going to be the Knight of Pentacles. So definitely for those of you where this is a work situation, Knight of Pentacles. He's a guy, like the Knight of Swords, out on a mission, wanting to deliver and be about the pentacles. So money, work, stability, other things that you value. But he's slow to do it. Slowest knight in the deck, right? So right now, Aries, the results that you want them so bad. The Queen of Swords is not super patient, but the Knight of Pentacles would encourage you to be. She wants results. She's results-oriented. She wants them now. She wants them yesterday. She wants them last week. She wants them last year. Knight of Pentacles is like, well, we'll get it. Or we're going towards it. It's just not going to happen in the time frame or in the manner in which you might particularly want right now, Aries. So, the Knight of Pentacles, I think, would be encouraging you to relax. Take the grip you have on the reins, loosen it a little bit. If you're the manager, if you're the project lead, or whatever, however much control and influence you feel that you have on the situation, you do have some, but you don't have all, right? Knight of Swords, not even the Knight of Swords, but in combination with the Five of Wands, I feel is like I said, like you're like at all costs defending your position. At all costs, you're expressing your opinion, you're expressing your point of view, and you're not relenting. I think the Knight of Pentacles would encourage you to relent a little bit, not such a tight grip on those reins. Maybe take one hand off, okay? You got like both hands choking the reins or choking the steering wheel. Relax. Take one hand off the wheel. Stick it out the window. Do like the little wind wave dance, okay? Relax a little bit. Queen of Wands, I think, is your biggest goal, is to remain results driven, remain concerned about the changes and the ways to recover in this situation, but don't try your best to not be so dogmatic about it, to be so controlling with it. I think is what is going to serve you best here. Okay, Aries? All right. So that's going to be your reading for July 2018. Again, I apologize for how late it was, but like I said, things happen in life. I got super, super sick, and it was not cool. Anyway, if this resonated with you, hit the like button. It's the one with the little thumb that looks like that. It goes up like that. If you choose. If you don't choose, that's also acceptable. Leave comments, share, and of course subscribe if you're not subscribed. That would be awesome. And if you're interested in getting a personal reading with me, you can just look in the description box below. There will be details there on how to do that. And I will be back in about, hopefully, 2 or 3 weeks to give you your August messages, Aries. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Take care. Bye.